Fuck zoos.
Oh man, it's just like
I told you about that time I got super duper high and I went to the zoo with my kids and I got really bummed out. I wrote a story about it, about animal prison. Zoos are horrible. They're horrible. The only one who gets out of the zoo, I had that old bit about giraffes. They're the only ones that seem to have a good day. They're like another day with no lions. They don't give a fuck. They're happy to be in the zoo. They have zero problems with the zoo. No one's trying to kill them. They just eat, and they're the only animals that they let babies feed them. When my daughters were little, like they could take a piece of like little tiny, you'd hold them. They hold a piece of lettuce out, and this giant giraffe tongue comes out, and wraps around the leaf, and takes it from them. And everybody laughs, and you never have to worry about giraffes being cunts.
I bet they're the majority of the animals like the zoo. They don't give a shit like giraffes. I bet they're we're getting fed. I bet there's things like chimpanzees and certain animals that shouldn't be in a zoo. But
Yeah.
half the animals don't give a shit.
I think the big one with lions is they don't get to kill anything. You know, that's like if someone just extracted sperm from you, and you never got to have sex your whole life.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh.
It is weird.
Yeah, but that's their instinct, right? They have a built-in survival instinct to chase things and kill things. They're the cleanup crew. Oops. They're the cleanup crew for the jungle. That's what they do. Like when something's slipping, something's not quick enough, the lions are there to keep the balance. Otherwise, the deer would just overbreed. All the antelopes, there'd be too many of them. They need things to kill them. So they have this insane desire to kill things. And then when you just feed them meat every day, they're like, okay, I'll eat this, but I just want to fucking chase something. They don't even have any room to move around. Dude, I was coming home from a gig once. Actually, I don't think it was a gig. I think it couldn't have been because it was during the day. But it was early days of my comedy career. I was like 21 years old, and I was in Massachusetts, and I was driving home, and I saw this little zoo on the side of the road. Like there was a direction to this little ass zoo. So I was like, all right, let me just, I got a little time to kill. Go check out this little zoo. It was horrible. There's this polar bear, and he was in a room that was not much bigger than this fucking studio, and he was just walking around in circles, like a crazy person. I was like, oh no. It was just so sad. The polar bears are used to dealing with gigantic icebergs that they could walk on, frozen sheets of ice, these little ice islands, and they're killing seals, and they're running around, and they're just out there in the ocean and the open air, and now they're in this Massachusetts little box. And it was the summer when I went there too, so it was hot as fuck. And this poor polar bear is just wandering around in a circle. It's like, oh, why are we doing that? We know what they look like. It's not like the old days before they had video, where the only way you could see an animal was they had to capture it and bring it to the zoo. We fucking know what a polar bear. You don't have to go see them in jail for no reason. They didn't do anything wrong. They're not bad polar bears. It's fucked, man.
You've been out the zoo out here?
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's probably the same shit. Where's the best zoo?
Yeah.
There's no
Columbus, Ohio. That's right.
All
Jack
roads
Hanna.
lead to Ohio.
It is the number one zoo though.
Yeah.
That's San Diego.
But is it the best in terms of like the treatment of the animals?
As far as I don't. Yeah, that's what I think. Why they're number one.
Oh well, I hope they
Hanna.
do a little bit better job. But isn't that like the prison where Ghislaine Maxwell is, where you get to do
yeah,
yoga? That lady doesn't want to be out there. She wants to be out pimping. They locked her up.
It's going to be virtual zoos in the future.
That would be better. It would be really better. What would be better is like you use Oculus, and they set up cameras where they go around these animals, maybe like with a drone, or they take a cat and they put a camera on its head and it wanders around with the other cats, and you get to be there in this wild way where you just like experience them existing. That would be dope. That would be really cool. Like if they did the metaverse and they did, like you could go to places where there's a lot of trees and just put cameras all around the trees where the lions are, and you could get like the cameras where the lions are. They would be able to find it out and send that one through the metaverse, and you could be like on the plains of Tanzania right now, just wandering around.
Yeah, they probably have that already for sure.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
That should be what a zoo is, especially as this stuff gets better and better and this virtual reality technology improves. There's no reason to keep these things captive like that. There's one argument, and that argument is conservation. They're taking endangered species, and then they're making sure that they have breeding populations. Like there's a few animals that are like really endangered, and the zoo is like one of the only ways they keep healthy populations of them. But other than that, the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Or injured animals. A lot of them are like
Mhm.
injured animals. They can't go back into the wild. So
Yeah, that's what it should be. Like a large area where they can roam around and some sort of an animal rehabilitation center. It shouldn't be those little ass fucking cages.